Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is doing wonderful today. Today is kind of one of those days that it's in the upper 30s. It's not snowing and it's not sunny, but it's just kind of like, still looking like winter out there. What can I say? But I need to get going because I need to go to the post office and I need to get to the store. There's a couple things that I need. I'll tell you one thing I need to do. I need to vacuum. Yeah. I have another coating of Missy hair on top of the carpeting. Yeah, she's wonderful with that. But anyways, I hope that everybody has a great day. I hope that you will want to join me for a little bit of mine, and I will talk to all of you in just a little while. Well, I'm back. Yep. And the first thing I need to tell you is that it is 6 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. And the second thing I need to tell you is I need to actually ask you to forgive me because this is kind of a nothing video. Yeah. Spent the whole day, like 7 hours, trying to find 3 items. I was successful in finding one. And that was, I wanted to find a spring jacket. I have not owned a decent, in fact, I haven't owned a spring coat probably in about 6 years. But yeah, so I really needed one. But the other thing I was looking for was those desk calendars that you put on a desk. Yeah, $25. $25, and I even seen them for as high as $32. I'm thinking, we're already to the end of March, and you can't even put these things on sale? So yeah, that didn't happen. The one at church, at my husband's office, 2009. Yeah, that's what the date. Yeah, we really need to find one. But the third thing, and this was the one that took me the whole day, and no, I was not successful, and that is a dress for my son's wedding in June. Yeah. Not having any luck with that one because, oh my gosh, some of them are just really ugly. Others are really, let's say, modesty got thrown out the window. And others have spandex in them. I'm sorry, but you know what? 5 children and hitting the big 6-0 this year, spandex is not my best friend. Not in a dress. So that being said, yeah, my feet hurt. That's what it is. My feet hurt. What can I say? But there is something I wanted to tell you about, and that is one of the ladies at our church. She's into essential oils also. She's a doTERRA girl, and I do Young's Living. But when my husband was sick a few weeks ago, I was jokingly telling her how I was taking my diffuser into every room I went to just so I could keep breathing in those oils so that I wouldn't get sick. And hey, it worked. So what did she do? She went out and bought me a diffuser. I thought that was really sweet. So anyways, I really am blessed with some very, very wonderful people at our church. And yeah, I'll show you my jacket. The one thing that I was successful in. But that's my jacket. I'm very happy with it. It's a little bit lighter than I would have liked, but hey, it's comfortable. It's a very good quality, and it was a very good price. Yeah, it was $40. It was regularly $85. So yeah, I think I did pretty good because like I said, it's lined and everything. It's really a nice coat. And let me show you. Let's see. It has a hood. So I was just really happy with that. It has the snaps as well as the zipper. And then the pockets zip also. So yeah, I just thought it was really nice. But anyways, again, I need to apologize. And yeah, do you see my vacuum cleaner? Didn't get that done either. Still have a sea of white dog hair that I need to vacuum up. And yeah, it's probably not going to happen today. Yeah, it'll probably happen tomorrow. Anyways, you guys all have a good day, and I will talk to you
just a little while.
Our scripture verse for today's devotion is Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. This verse is part of the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus had just finished giving the Beatitudes. Here, Jesus is telling us that our job is to be salt and to make a difference. Jesus is calling on us to be an influence in the world for His glory. Notice in our passage today that it says we are the salt. God's plan to deal with this dark and decaying world is us. There is no one else. It doesn't belong to the famous evangelists. They'll never touch the people that you can. It doesn't belong to great preachers or people on the radio or the television. It belongs to all of us, to you and to me. This is God's divine plan. And notice that the pronoun in our verse is definitive. You are the salt of the earth. Salt speaks of influence, and it has 5 basic functions: purity, flavor, sting, like in a wound, thirst, because it creates thirst, and preservation. So let's go down that list. We are to live pure lives before God. We are to flavor life with the wonder of God's presence among us. Our lives are to bring sting of conviction to a sinful world. We are to create a thirst for Christ by the very way we live. We are to be a preservative, like an antiseptic, in a world that is able to slow down the spread of its corruption. If it weren't for Christians in the world, it would be far more corrupt than what it is now, because Christians help to preserve it. Again, I want to point out what our verse says. You are the salt of the earth. Believers are the only salt the whole earth will ever know. There is no other salt. Only a believer can be salt on this earth. Jesus is saying the earth is like a dead carcass, slowly but relentlessly deteriorating and rotting, in a great need of restraint from corruption. Christ is explaining that it is the believer's life that will create a thirst for God, that will, through conviction, bring the sting of sin's wound. We have the flavor of life that can bring purity to some dark and decaying soul. We are that salt. This is our witness as the silent impact of a godly life. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And you know what? The way to change the world is not to change it politically. It isn't rewriting laws or marching in protest, although those things are fine. But the way to change the world is to infiltrate it with godliness, righteousness, and holiness, and affect it from the inside out. No one can legislate morality. Our society has become more immoral than it has ever been, because that's not the way to do it. We must be the salt that has not lost its flavor. God bless, and I will talk to you tomorrow.